Surprise, surprise. Thank you, Carnival Cruise Line, for sharing the surprise with us today. There is new news on Celebration Key, Carnival's private island that they are building for all of us to enjoy. We're going to share that information with you on the show today. We're also sharing news of a power outage on board the world's largest cruise ship, Royal Caribbean International's the Icon of the Seas. We will share those details, plus millennials and Gen Zers. One cruise line says that they are taking over the industry, an industry in which historically has catered to the older Americans. Now, much younger Americans and families are starting to cruise more often. We all need some time in the islands. Let's go there now on Island Time. A big happy Tuesday to all you Islanders. We hope that you're having a great day and that your week is off to a great start. We are right here on Island Time. I am Derek. Let's drop our anchors collectively and take some time to relax in the islands together. Let me start off the show by thanking you. Last week, many of you know that I was sick Thursday and Friday, had my first ever migraine, never experienced one before. Some of you, I know you get them often. I sympathize with you. I was down and out for the count. I'm back now. We're catching up, getting caught up. It's great to be right here in the studio today to share the latest in cruising with you. I hope that you enjoy the show today. I want to give it my everything. I feel better. I feel good. I also have to thank you. Today, we passed a threshold, 23,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. We're entering our Michael Jordan era, our LeBron James era, 23,000. We appreciate all of you for the continued support, our rapid growth that we've seen the last couple of years. And we invite you now, if you are not an Islander yet, become part of this community. Hit that subscribe button. Stay up to date with everything cruising and cruise news and vlogs and all of it. We have big trips coming up. We want to share content with you. We want to keep you informed in cruise news. Share your congratulations to this community in the comment section below. You guys are part of this community just as much as I am, and I appreciate every single one of you for 23,000 subscribers. Let's talk about the latest in cruise news. Carnival is leading us off with the show today, and their big news as Carnival continues to develop this new Celebration Key concept, this private island. They are investing hundreds of millions of dollars to create this place that all of us want to go to create this place that whenever you and I book a cruise, we look at the itinerary to make sure that the cruise is going to Celebration Key. There are over 500 cruises right now already set to go to Celebration Key when the private island opens up in July of 2025. We're excited about it. You're excited about it. Carnival continues to release news slowly and surely and here and there every couple of weeks. And every time we get a piece of news, we think, okay, this place is going to be pretty amazing. They have huge plans for it. This is only phase one. There's phase two out there as well once the island go ahead and opens up next July. But today, Carnival Cruise Line is sharing some further details, some further amenities, some further things to do while you're there. And it's targeted this time towards families. Remember, adults, you're going to have your own area. If you want an upscale area, if you want to be quiet, you don't want to be bothered, you're going to have your own area. But if you're cruising with family and friends and young ones and you need things to do, this is going to be the area for you. Carnival Cruise Line announcing Starfish Lagoon and everything involved with Starfish Lagoon, including a splash pad for kids and toddlers who want to run around to be splashed and have buckets of water dumped on them. There's going to be a pool at Starfish Lagoon. There's going to be these on-water aqua cabanas that you're going to be able to rent if you would like and sit on. There's a table there. There's a swim-up bar, a private bar for these aqua cabanas if you want it. But a bar there because you know what? Mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, we need a drink sometimes, okay? We need a drink. We're going to have fun. We're going to be responsible. We're going to take care of the kiddos, but we do need a little something to sip on every once in a while. We do we not? There's also going to be different day beds and loungers, of course, that you're going to be able to use as well. There's beach access. There's hammocks on the water. There's paddle boards and kayaks that you can rent. This area is set to be really cool. All kinds of water activities, again, around the pool, around the ocean, but not every family or child wants to hang around the pool all day. They want different things to do, and this is where it's neat to see what Carnival is doing here, is they're going to offer all kinds of different things to do as well. Basketball and pickleball and different things, activities like foosball, where families don't have to necessarily live in the water. Kids can't stay in the water all day, and Carnival Cruise Line is making sure that Starfish Lagoon is a place where families can enjoy and splash and have fun when they want to, but also when they need a little calming time, get out of the water, get out of the sun. There's a place for that as well. Carnival Cruise Line's President and CEO Christine Duffy has shared this today regarding Starfish Lagoon. At Carnival, we carry more children than any cruise line, so we've designed Starfish Lagoon specifically for family fun. Toddlers, teens, and adults alike will find their own piece of paradise, whether it's racing down one of the water slides, playing a round of pickleball, or relaxing on floating aqua banas. They will be there. It's going to be a fun time, and there's several questions still about Celebration Key and how it's going to work and what's going to cost. How much will it cost? A big question that a lot of people have is Carnival's highlighting all these bars on Celebration Key, and everyone is asking. They ask me, and I don't know. Will the Cheers package work at Celebration Key? We don't know yet. It's something that Carnival will release. It is a norm for other cruise lines to let cruisers use their beverage package at private islands for free. We'll see if Carnival Cruise Line lets us use Cheers. How great would it be to walk off the ship, to enjoy Starfish Lagoon, to grab a ice-cold pina colada, grab your favorite beer, give them your card, tell them your folio number, and it not cost you anything because you've already paid for it. We'll see. We'll see. Let me ask you, Islanders, what do you think about the news so far regarding Celebration Key? There's been several cycles now of news come out. Are you excited about Celebration Key? The Carnival Vista, a lot of people have asked this. The Carnival Vista is the first ship slated to visit Celebration Key. It is the July 19th, 2025 sailing on the Carnival Vista. If you're looking to be the first one to go to Celebration Key, that is right now the first ship that is set to head there. Are you booked on a cruise that is set to sail to Celebration Key? Let us know in the comments section below. We're excited to continue to receive news about this new experience and investment that Carnival Cruise Line has for all of us in store. Let's move to cruise news story number 2 here. This one was all over social media. I felt like we needed to include it on the show today to squash some rumors out there. It certainly can be a scary situation. It's a situation in which I'd receive a text message from my family member who bashes cruising every chance they get. They tell me why they won't go on a cruise every chance they get. They question why I love cruising, why I go on cruises. They sent this to me, and I said, you know what? Let's include it on the show today. The world's largest cruise ship, the Icon of the Seas, did lose power over the weekend on Sunday. Again, people who don't cruise, my family member said, this is why I will never go on a cruise. To which I responded, everything was okay at the end of the day. Nothing happened at all. Now, the power did go out Sunday. It did. And it was noticeable by some cruisers. If you were outside, you could tell. The Icon of the Seas stopped propulsion because they lost power. Lights went out in certain parts of the ship. Music started playing. Entertainment was affected at certain parts of the ship. But for some people, they may have never realized at all that this actually took place. Now, we do not know if this was a complete power failure or a partial power failure. We're not sure of that. We know that it was short-lived. It could have been 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Generators kick on different parts of the ship, of course, and so power may have been restored to some parts of the ships and some venues and others. So some people may have said, well, that was short, while other people may have been in the part of the ship where the power was still out. Here's the news at the end of the day. I saw on social media, TikTok in particular, that the power was out, and it made it seem like it was out for an extended amount of time, like the ship was in duress, the ship was in trouble. It had been several hours, and that is not at all what happened. This was short-lived. The itinerary was not impacted at all. Power was eventually restored. All services restored. All venues restored. Everything was okay. But you may have noticed this in your cabin. Your lights may have went off. Your TV may have went off. But everything was okay at the end of the day. This happens from time to time. Maybe power's changing. Of course, things happen in that control room, in the engine room, right? When there's different engines that are utilized at certain percentages and things like that. But at the end of the day, I wanted to include this and to include everything was okay at the end of the day. Did you see this on social media? Let us know in the comments section below as we share our third cruise news story with you for today. I had to include this as well. I have noticed the last several years when I go on a cruise ship that I am starting to look more like a cruiser in the fact that I guess I'm gaining some years, right? And traditionally, historically, cruising has been for the older crowd, the older Americans, and cruise lines marketed to the older crowd, those who are retired, older Americans. That's the way it was in the 80s and the 90s. And don't get me wrong, there's still a huge population of the cruise community that cruises today that are retired, that are older per se, when you look at number of years that someone has experienced and lived. But at the same time, when you look at cruises today, you see that crowd, but you see younger crowds on there. And I just thought that I'm getting older, so I'm noticing that more people are my age. But when you look at cruising, there are younger people, millennials, Gen Zers. They are on board. Those young families in their late 20s and in their 30s. There's a ton of those families out there. And cruise lines, of course, love that. They love selling those cabins of 3 or 4. They love having 3 or 4 people in those cabins. But where I thought this was interesting, and I've noticed this for a long time, and you have too, cruising is booming. But for certain cruise lines, they market towards and they cruise older Americans. And I won't necessarily mention some of those cruise lines by name, but we know who they are. Holland America, Princess, and others, okay? But I thought this was neat. Norwegian Cruise Line, who's a, they're a cruise line that, yes, they sell maybe some older Americans, but they're doing what they can to market towards younger crowds. It's been interesting to see what they've had to say about this shift in younger people and families cruising. And when I saw that Norwegian Cruise Line CEO Harry Sommer shared recently that millennials and Gen Zers were their fastest growing segment in cruising, I said, yeah, this is really happening. It's an exciting time. And this is for multiple reasons. Cruise lines are no longer just marketing to those who are retired, those who are in their final chapters of life. They're marketing to everyone now. They're marketing for all of us, for young families. They're providing things just like at the top of the show. We talk about what Carnival's doing for families to cruise that incentivizes families to come cruise with Carnival. That's not just the only thing, though. The number of ships available, the number of berths that U.S. home ports are saying, come on, bring your cruise ships here. We want to sell. We want to help you fill these ships. The port expansions, both U.S. port expansions and port expansions that we've seen across the Caribbean, the Bahamas, the ship building and what's included on ships these days, the number of ships being built. They're catering for young people, for millennials and Gen Zers to come, while at the same time, they're doing a good job of keeping grandma and grandpa happy as well. For instance, Norwegian was talking about this experience, their Haven experience, which is a top line really in the industry experience. It's luxurious. It is butler service. It is, you can have your own part of the cruise ship and never know you're on the cruise ship with 5,000 other people. And grandma and grandpa may book that because that is what cruising is to them, while the kids and the grandkids are staying in a general cabin. It may be just a regular balcony cabin, and they're having fun with different amenities of the ship. And yes, the family's hanging out during the daytime, but the cruise experiences may be very different. Cruise lines are capitalizing on this, and I'm happy to see these cruise ships are as lively and have more to offer than ever, and I welcome it. I really do. Although some people keep saying, Derek, stop telling the secret of cruising. You're making more people interested in it, and we already have enough people interested in it. Our prices are already too high. to that, I say keep building those ships, keep filling the ships. We'll be right there. Islanders, that is the cruise news for today. I certainly enjoyed catching up with you today. I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you haven't already, go ahead and like the video. We would appreciate that so much. Also, find one of these stories, all of these stories, share your thoughts, your comments on them. We can't wait to see those in the comments section below. We'll see you over on our Facebook page, and we'll see you tomorrow right here on Island Time.